Right. All right. All right, people, how you doing? What is going on, folks? Hello. All right. Yes.
Tim Black. Tim Black. Tim Black. Yes, I am. Truth. Funny. Tim Black. I am TimBlack.com. Tim Black.
All right, people, how you doing? It's your man Tim Black. Welcome to Tim Black at Night Show. I'm your host, and yes, we are going to get into some serious talk tonight. It's going to be a ride. It's going to be a ride. Let me make sure all systems are go and everybody can hear, see, and kind of make sure they're getting the reception, because nothing's worse than doing a show like this, or any show actually, and not being able to actually send out the signal. So let me see who's alive on my YouTube land. I see my folks on call, people on the call already. That's great. That's happening. And yeah, we're streaming, guys. I'm gonna ask you right now. I'm gonna put this out there, guys. I need you to share this on your social media. This is a therapy session. This is a therapy session, event session. It's going to serve a lot of different purposes, right? So I want to make sure everyone, as many people as possible, get to come here, because this is where, right, we get the true temperature of the room, so to speak. You know, true temperature of the room, people. All right. So let me start the show according to tradition. Hello, Facebook Live. How you doing, Facebook Live? Good to see you. Glad to have you. It's Friday. And on a day like this, after last few days that we've had, you first of all got to give it up just for being here, right, on a Friday. All right? For being anywhere on a Friday. Let me say hello to all my friends in YouTube world. What up, YouTube world? How y'all doing? My YouTube people on this screen, when I have them maximized on this screen. My Facebook people are down here on my smartphone. No, I'm not taking selfies. When I pick this up, I'm actually talking to people, interacting with my wolf pack. Tim Black's wolf pack. Yeah, I know. There's a lot of different wolf packs. This is my wolf pack. There's been rat packs. TYT got a wolf pack. I got Tim Black's wolf pack. That's my wolf pack. The wolf pack chose their own name. They wanted to be called a wolf pack. We called them Tim Black's wolf pack because it rhymes. We like to snap back, get back, come back, run back. Tim Black. I'd like to say hello to everybody on Stitcher Radio, iTunes Radio, or iTunes Podcast, as well as Blog Talk Radio, guys. Thank you so much. Do me a favor, review, share this podcast. Share it wide. People need to hear it. And before I get started, I want to remind everyone where they can go to help out the show, because I think I may need therapy after today's show. Go to patreon.com, Tim's Take Live. That's my Patreon. Consider contributing, and do more to consider it. Strongly consider it. Strongly consider contributing to the show. And let me just thank everybody who already does. We got great people that give to the show, man. And what I've started to do, we started putting credits in the videos of people as who are major contributors and people who do things for the show. I don't know if you guys noticed that yet, but watch the video all the way through, my most recent ones, and you will see a credit. You may see your name. All right. Now we've done a little bit of house cleaning. Let's get to the show. Of course, tonight's show is a dedication to thoughts, ideas, solutions, anger, pain, all emotions, thoughts regarding what happened in Dallas, what led up to Dallas, what happened in Dallas, and what we're going to do about Dallas. So I want to start off by saying, it's a very, when you say you don't know what to say, what to do, right? Like when you say, like, when you feel a little bit disconnected, like you're a little lost, you feel like you can't come up with the correct words, don't you worry about that. Don't worry about that, because you know what? That's human nature. Hell, we got politicians who get paid a lot of money, who have been doing it for 30, 20 years, who can't come up with the right words to say. Case in point, Representative John Lewis, who made a tweet earlier today, he said, well, this was in response to Dallas. And I'm going to try to paraphrase what he said because I'm not looking at it right now. He said something like, when police jumped on me in 64, or whatever 60 it was, I forget which number he used, and they beat me bloody, I didn't hate them. I told them, thank you for doing your duty, officer. See, we don't need that. I understand you're trying to do something. I don't know what that is, but we don't need that. We don't need that type of, we need reality checks. We need truth. That type of weird where you pretend that you are a punching bag for oppression, for wrongdoing, for brutalization, and not do that. That's not going to work. All right, so just like you may feel like you don't know what to say, you feel like a little lost for words, like you're like, God, I want to say the right thing. Look, you can't do no worse than what Representative John Lewis did. Because the indignation for that statement, my new friend D-Lo, if you're on Twitter, you may know D-Lo. D-Lo was like, Lord, this is the worst statement. This is the most depressing, yeah, that's the word, depressing statement I read ever. With all due respect, John Lewis, leave us alone. And then he put the word, please. So once again, you can do no worse than John Lewis, no matter what you say tonight or any night. And that's where I get to where we need to be honest, guys. And a lot of people are they're just not innately honest. They're always hedging. They're always wondering what's the temperature, what's the right thing to say. But how do we really move forward, man? How do we really deal with issues if we don't talk about them honestly? So, once again, if you feel like, hey, man, I don't know what I'm going to say tonight. It's Freedom Friday. I got to call up to the show. I got stuff on my mind. I don't know exactly how to express it. I need to call 323-870-4064, but I don't know exactly how to put it out there. I mean, I got something to say. I just don't want it to come off wrong. You can do no worse than Lieutenant Governor of Texas, Dan Patrick, who said on CNN today, the protesters have some nerve wanting to be protected after protesting how much they hate cops. See, you can never do as bad as him because we all know the protest was about the cops that killed 2 black men, one in Louisiana, one in Minnesota. It wasn't about all cops. That's what people keep getting it wrong. It's not about all cops. It's about those cops. And just because this one guy who, from my understanding, didn't really care much about Black Lives Matter. He's Pan-Africanist. That's a whole nother thing. That's a whole nother ideology. That's somewhere else, guys. But even though, and then for him to back up Dan Patrick when he got questioned, like, hey, those protesters, they were taking pictures and selfies with cops 10 minutes before the shooting started. They were friendly with the cops. It was no problem. It was a peaceful demonstration. This one guy from a perch started shooting at cops. What did the protesters who were calm and peaceful have to do with this one guy? He said, well, look, I understand what you're saying, but protesters sometimes do stuff. Come on, protesters have to say a lot of mean things about cops. Just look at the internet. Then he started citing internet comment sections. All right, guys. So once again, guys, and my reply to Dan Patrick on Twitter was, and I'm sure he would never respond, but it was, comment sections on Twitter are not good places to decide how people feel. I mean, according to the internet, everybody hates everyone. It's the internet. And then I was thinking of what's a good analogy for the internet. And look, the internet is the bathroom wall of the world. And the internet, particularly an internet comment section on any video involving race, go to TYT's comment section after a shooting or after they try to defend Black Lives Matter, or go to any white website like right-wing website. Go to any comment section where people can be anonymous, say the most cruel thing, and then add in the fact that somehow they can get some type of false notoriety behind it while hiding who they are and being able to have a creative following behind that. And then get a reaction out of people all over the world. Come on. That's what it is. So, though you may see it and it's annoying and it's bothersome and you may get offended at it, you damn sure can't judge the whole world on it. You certainly can't. There's no way to know who even made the comments. It could all be one guy with hair all over his hands, never left his basement, still reading Little Richie Rich comic books, Archie comics. A 60-year-old man living in his great-grandma's basement. I mean, we don't know, right? So, once again, guys, if you're wondering what you're going to say tonight, you can never do as bad as, well, you could probably do as bad, but it would take a lot of work to do as bad as Lieutenant Governor of Texas, Daniel Patrick. So you're going to be all right. I said something earlier today I think some people took out of context. I just want to clear that up real quick and make it known. I'm not backpedaling. I think Black Lives Matter was a great idea. I understand where it came from. It's just an idea. And I think it's now time for us to have some new ideas. Because I think that the stain that's on the name Black Lives Matter, I'm tired of defending it. I'm tired of explaining it. And I think, well, maybe, you know what? We're too busy fighting over a name of a movement when we should be fighting over the principles of that movement. We getting bogged down in just the name of it, and people just hear the name and it's divisive to them. And it's not if it's divisive to you. I'm tired of blacks explaining, whites explaining, Latinos explaining, Native American explaining, Asians explaining. I'm tired of all that. Hey, let's just make it called Tim Black's Wolfpack, and I don't have to explain no color. I mean, I had to change my group from Team Black because people said it's divisive. It's like, well, it's Tim Black, Team Black, like Team Hillary. That's not offensive to you, but while you put the word black in something, it gets offensive for some reason. And I'm sorry, we're just not at a place as a country where we can have the name black in something and people accept it. We can have white all day, unless it's power. But you do understand where I'm coming from. So I'm thinking we need to leave. I'm not saying we leave civil rights. Definitely we don't leave civil rights alone. And we don't end our quest to right the wrongs of the world. I'm going to fight for that till the day I'm gone, but we can go ahead and start another group, start another hashtag, can't we? I mean, we can do that. Or is that offensive to you to start that, to change the hashtag? Yeah, people upset about that. Well, how you going to, you selling out? Oh, shut up. Selling out is not changing a hashtag because you want to include everyone and say, you know what? I think this is something we need everyone involved in. And I believe that. So I'm sticking to that. That's my decision. That's my opinion. I'm like Charlemagne the God. You ain't got to agree with it. So, yeah, I think we need to move on beyond that name anyway. Because whether we like it or not, some people have put some bodies on it, even though we know that's not really the case. It's just choose your battles. Choose your battles. And what I talked about earlier in the video or in the show from Progressive News Show from noon, that little plug, every noon I do a Progressive News Show. We talked about that as well. It's up on my IamTimBlack.com. You go there, you'll get my video. So Dallas, I'm gonna start the conversation with all that behind us now. I'm gonna start the conversation about Dallas by saying this possible for you to have two things exist at one time. You can have peanut butter and jelly. You can have Tang and water. You really shouldn't because Tang is horrible for you. But you can have Tang and water, Kool-Aid and sugar. You can have two things at once. So you know what? You are capable of having anger or frustration or pain or concern about justice for Philando Castile and Alton Sterling. And you can also have in your heart room for pain, anger, frustration, sadness about the cops who were shot in Dallas. You don't have to choose a team. And see, that's the problem. We got too much team stuff going on. We need to get off the team stuff. Facebook Live, you hear what I'm saying? We need to get off the teams. We need to leave the teams alone. We need to be on one team, a team that gets stuff done, team that resolves issue, teams that move forward, teams that unite so that we can use our better thoughts and come up with better solutions, ideas, instead of just fighting with our team, having my people, you got your people. So yeah, you can mourn the death of these men while mourning the death of those other men. Can we just all mourn together? That's what we can do. So what I've been noticing today, as I got ready for this show, I said, it's going to be a tough show. I noticed that people are, for the most part, guys, people are being understanding. For the most part, people are coming together. For the most part, people are looking at what they have to say. I heard Hillary Clinton on CNN, and she was at her best when it came to talking about this, and then when she started talking about the emails, it got bad again. But she said the right things. She actually said white people need to look at themselves. Wow. White people looking at themselves. Woo. That's something. That's something. That's something black people never say about white folks. I say it. White people, look at yourselves. That's something John Lewis would never say. That's why I brought him up earlier. So I give her kudos for that, even though then she started lying, distracting, flip-flopping, jumping around. That's another story. That's another point. That's about the email thing. She started doing that. But see, I can respect that she said that, systematic racism, we need to address that. And then I can say that was good. And then I can also say some other stuff she said was a bunch of distraction, deflection, and all this stuff in the same breath, because you can hold more than two ideas at one time. So let's just say my condolences to the people in Dallas, anyone who lost friends, family, loved ones. This man, Makai Johnson, this guy, Micah. What he did was horrible. Anyone saying garbage like, I don't have to defend him. I don't have to explain. I don't have to explain a psychopath. When was the last time somebody came to you and said, explain to me Dylan Roof? When that happened? We got these corny guys on TV, on mainstream BS news. I don't even call it news. I call it the spokesmodel, sponsored spokesmodels. I call it infomercials, selling a product, propaganda. I don't even call them news broadcasters no more. When was the last time white folks had to explain Dylan Roof? Never, ever, right? It's inappropriate. It's stupid. Do you know him? Do you know Dylan Roof? No. So why you got to explain why some people, you got to explain Nazis? No, okay, good. You shouldn't, because you're not a Nazi, right? No, I'm not. Why would you have to explain hateful Nazis? Last time a random white person had to explain skinheads? What is wrong with you, What is wrong with you skinheads? Well, first of all, that's how I feel when you say, explain to people that are jumping up and down, happy about the cops getting killed and what more cops. Well, why would I have to explain somebody who's mentally imbalanced, filled with anger and hate? I mean, I don't know. Not enough hugs as a child? I don't know. Is it really just that, though? Is it just not enough hugs? Or is there some things that exasperate that? Like maybe, I don't know, no indictment, no indictment, no indictment, not guilty, no indictment, no indictment, no indictment, not guilty, body, 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 no indictment, no indictment, no indictment, not guilty, not guilty. I mean, does that help? And see, you can be a uniter but still tell the truth, because if you don't tell the truth, you can't unite nobody. Because nobody learns nothing. So we're going to do both on this show. I'm about to open up phone lines. I'll get a chance to talk later. I want to thank you all once again for being here. You guys are great for even coming to this conversation. I hope you are sharing it so we can get people in, because they need to think. If they don't get in, they will hear someone make a comment, I hope, that will speak to the needs or speak to their own thoughts and be like, they know exactly what I feel. And that's the beauty of it. This is interactive media. More people need to do it. I hope it catches on like a virus and other people do it, a good virus. Because this is where the media, this is where the internet should go, to this. The only thing will get you booted off the phone is if you go over 5 minutes, because there's a 5-minute limit, because we got to get as many phone calls in here as possible. It's hate speech. Oh man, you can't come in here with that hate speech. Oh no. You come in here with hate speech, you're gonna be gone, because I don't do the, well, I wish all the Jews just, I can't, no, we just click. It's gonna be
Violation.
Yeah, so don't call up with the hate speech. You call up with the hate speech, it's gonna be
Violation.
You can't call up talking about, I wish all the transgenders would just move to the
Violation.
Oh no, well, all these white people just make me
Violation.
black people, which black are black, can't stand black people.
Violation.
All these Latinos, my God,
Violation.
that's when you get kicked off the phone. But if you keep it civil and you keep it 100 or 1,000, forget 100, we're going to need 1,000 tonight. You're going to be able to speak your mind. Once again, the number is 323-870-4064. I'm going to take calls in the order that they came in.